what happens.
Take us with you on your mobile device and listen anytime at usaradio.com. For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
If you suffer from heartburn or other digestive-related disorders, then there is a new, safe, better, and natural alternative to better digestive wellness and heartburn relief. Praxid not only provides relief of heartburn, but Praxid takes a 360-degree approach to support better digestion, protect you from harmful bacteria, and also balance your stomach to improve digestive functions.
We like to think of it as the multivitamin of digestive health.
It's the only product to combine all natural ingredients known for the digestive health properties into a single patented product. Praxid also comes in easy-to-carry packs. Praxid relieves, restores, and maintains a healthy digestive system. Praxid is available here for only $39.95. Shipping and handling is free, and your money back is guaranteed.
To take advantage of this special radio offer, call now. 1-800-829-5685. That's 1-800-829-5685. 1-800-829-5685.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
It is 6 minutes after the hour. And there we go with the echo again. That's on your side. Biz Talk Radio. Got to get those settings right. So here we are. Once again, as Tiger sets things up. And let's see here. There we go. Hey, how about that? Going away. They knew exactly what they were doing. It is Bryan, Maine. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, you saw sitting right next to me as we started Facebook. We do that, but normally Tiger is back in his position before we kick off the show. John is here. I'm here. Bryan, Maine again. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Great show lined up today. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook Live, those listening live in San Diego on AM 1240, and, of course, streaming live all the time around the world and across the country on Biz Talk Radio. A lot of rain here in San Diego, folks. Tiger, it was pouring cats and dogs on the way down here. And I mean, really, I saw cats and dogs coming out of the sky. Where'd that expression come from?
Do you remember the rain expression from probably mostly in the Midwest rather than here? But anytime it would rain a lot, they'd always say, "You think the rain will hurt the rhubarb?" Yeah, that's right. That goes way back. Yeah. That's Tiger probably doesn't know.
Never heard.
You know what?
Never heard that.
I think you should start saying that. And just start.
But rain wouldn't hurt rhubarb.
No, it's just it's just an expression, right? It doesn't mean anything.
No, I'm sure there's something.
Hail could hurt a rhubarb, but rain.
And rhubarb doesn't grow in San Diego. Not very well.
Not very well. Yeah, right. Exactly.
But it is raining big time here. You said it was a kind of spritzing where you were, Tiger?
Yeah, it's just kind of been in a little bit of a drizzle. You said it was really coming down.
And John, you went through it. You come from north like I do. It was raining pretty hard, wasn't it?
Way up north.
Yeah.
Way up north.
There was, well, speaking of up north in Northern California, what did they have? They called it an atmospheric river.
Right.
I had never heard of that before.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And it's a storm just stalls in one area and just pours out like a river. And I was looking at towns like Guerneville were completely flooded.
Yeah.
It was bad. I mean, they're having a James Taylor winter up there.
Well, that's what
fire and rain.
They say is that this jet stream carrying that moisture, and then like as you say, it'll move through an area, and if it stalls, it just keeps dumping more water than what would be expected if it slows down. Usually, it kind of keeps moving, and most populations can handle a bit of rain, but then when you get multiple inches in a short period of time, that's when people have trouble.
Now, I haven't heard of any problems here in San Diego. Usually once we get past a certain point, is it starting to happen?
Well, no.
Where the lakes overflow and all that kind of stuff?
And you know what? Let's kind of go back and, it goes to planning, okay? Because in modern, cities, We have systems in place for drainage, for reservoirs, for all of these things, right? And I know that there's some areas, Kathy up there, where is she at, John?
She is up
Eureka.
Yeah.
I know they have a river over there that's overflowing near her, but a lot of these reservoirs, what they do is they drain them before a heavy season is projected. So that way, when rain does come, the reservoirs can absorb them and take the brunt of it, so to speak, without having to have an overflow.
Sure.
Yeah, it's when they don't really do that before a storm, an unexpected storm is coming, is when that causes a problem, because then they're behind in letting out some of the water.
And then it's hard to catch up after that.
And then the other thing here is that we have this floodplain in San Diego and Mission Valley, which always normally floods. But if they actually get proactive and they kind of clean it out and prep it for a storm, then it flows nice and smooth.
Here's a funny story. Years ago in the 40s, when my dad was living here.
That's some years ago.
Okay, but you'll appreciate this. Okay, so when
some of us were around in the 40s.
When I was a kid growing up, Mission Valley here in San Diego was farmland. It was farmers, it was cows, it was dairies. And they were trying to sell real estate. And my dad's buddy says, hey, we got a great opportunity. But everyone's reaction was, what are you kidding? It floods.
Yeah.
It's a valley. There's no way. So my dad said, no, thanks. So his buddy said he's going to invest, and he eventually became a quadbillionaire, if there's such a term. But there used to be a theater down there, the Cinema 21. And whenever it would rain a lot, it would flood into the theater. The theater's no longer there. They built those new apartments called the Millennials or whatever.
Oh, that's where that was?
That's where that was back there. So Mission Valley, again, if we were to have a biblical, rainstorm here, that would all flood.
Well, no, but see, that's back to kind of like what I was saying.
Getting prepared.
The reason why Mission Valley doesn't flood like it used to is what's the reservoir that's right above it? It's right there by like College exit kind of a thing, and there's a dam right there.
All I can think of is Lake Hodges. That has nothing.
That's up north.
That's up north, yeah.
Yeah,
but anyway, the reservoir
there's
you're
like a Lake
about.
Murray, and then there's something else up there, and those are the ones that stop it from flooding every year. Now, don't get me wrong, like I just said, if they weren't ready for it and it was so much rain that reservoir, Mission Valley would have some trouble.
Were we ready for this though? This is incredible how much rain we've had for such a long period of time with only a few days in between.
Yeah, it is. I agree. I don't know.
I mean, it's been a long time since we've had this much rain for this long.
And there's been some really good aspects to the rain, though, especially for me, because I have to dig up and move roses. And
it's a lot easier to pull them up, isn't it?
Well, it's easier to take them up, but once they're transplanted, the stems stay nice and moist so that they bud out.
It's like they're rooting for you.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was going to ask you what your opinion of this was, because normally when you plant a bare root rose, you'll soak it overnight, right? Or recommend for people to soak it overnight. How long do you think it's okay to soak a rose?
I would say I don't think any longer than 24 hours.
24 hours?
Really? That's my own, but it depends because, like you have mentioned before, you left them in, you were still leaving them stored in the water. I remember you mentioned that a while back.
Well, I have 5 that I still haven't planted, and today'll be a month.
Yeah, exactly. But
so I'm wondering if that's probably too long.
A month?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You like to experiment.
We'll see.
What happens.
They look good inside.
You mentioned before, too, that made me think about it, was that flood that happened in, was it New Orleans, where that rose was underwater for...
Oh, yeah, and that was seawater.
That was seawater, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with the oxygen levels in the water, for the plant. So, as long as it's, I guess, refreshed water, but if it's just been water that's been sitting there not refreshed for a month, I don't think that's very good.
So, John, let me tell you,
it gets refreshed from the rain. I mean, we've had plenty of rain.
Speaking of that, so you gave me those Wandering Jew cuttings about a month ago.
Right, the Blushing Bride.
So I put them in a vase with some HB 101 for a week and then 2 weeks, and I thought, I better get these in something. You know what? They're doing fine.
They're rooted?
They're rooted, yeah. And the HB 101, I think, really helped in that vase.
Yeah.
Because I planned to do it in a couple of 2 or 3 days, but I forgot about it. And every time I'd be in the kitchen, I'd look at it. I got to do that. So last week, I finally did it, and they've rooted. They look really good.
The color on that is so
beautiful.
Unexpected.
It's beautiful.
Because it's like a hot bubblegum
But
pink.
then it'll change depending upon the time of the year,
during
right?
the summer, it changes to plain green.
Right, yeah. So they'll take off.
Next year, they're going to release a granular HB 101.
Really?
Yeah, I was talking to Masako about it.
Wow.
It's already produced, they have to be able to now sell it in the States.
That's cool.
But I mean,
I
think it's a great move for HB 101 because I already use way more than I need to via dropper and liquid.
Does that,
but I mean, we'll be talking like, how when they tell you to feed a goldfish, and it's just like three of those little whatever they are of food.
Guilty.
Yeah, but you can't even pick up 3 pellets from the little goldfish food container, right? So you end up dropping in 10 every time, right?
So this is what
that's
you do.
That's going to be HB 101.
That's why I buy bottom fish, the little catfish and the pletkos that clean up the whole tank. I just let them pick up the waste.
All the
and
all
I've got
the
sand.
leftovers.
I've got sand to the bottom instead of gravel, so I can see everything there because it's so dense.
Well, fortunately, you can't overdo the HB 101.
No, you can't, but we all put way too much in. I sit there and squeeze the bottle like I'm squeezing ketchup.
like your toothpaste, trying to get every last drop.
It's true.
It's supposed to be 5 drops per gallon every time you water.
Oh, so, what do they know?
So I figure if you put in a whole cap full and you don't do it every time.
Yeah.
So but I have, digging up plants around my house. Every single thing that I have dug up, I've used HB 101 on, and so far I've not lost a single landscape plant or rose. And on roses, I'm up to 1,000 that I've dug up and moved without losing one.
Speaking of that, we do want to get into a little later on in the show, talk about our store and what we do have to sell, and maybe
I'd be glad to find out about that. Let me know.
Explain why maybe we don't have a lot of things that
Wait a minute. Isn't John supposed to know that?
That we hoped we would have. That's something we can talk about later.
Did you look at if you get our newsletter every week, we have
which
pictures.
I do, by the way. I'm a subscriber.
Oh, okay. Your subscription is due too.
It is. Thank you for the reminder.
There's absolutely no charge, but there's pictures at the bottom, and I want to talk about one when we get back and then we've got Melinda Myers coming up.
Melinda Myers is ready to go this morning.
Lot to do.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to take a break. Welcome Facebook Live, Biz Talk Radio, streaming AM 1240 here in San Diego. Garden America stepping aside. Coming right back. Stay with us.
Entertaining, innovating, fascinating, educating. The Spring Home Garden Show.
Do you love your home or condo? Then show it some love at the original, the biggest, and the very best home and garden show in San Diego. The Spring Home Garden Show, this weekend at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Tour hundreds of top quality home improvement exhibitors offering great savings and special show discounts on their products. Be wowed by real gardens. See what the pros have dreamed up. All gardens are judged, and you too can vote and compare your taste to the pros. Plus, enjoy fascinating, informative, free seminars all day long where you really do meet the experts. For everyone seeking quality products, expert services, and creative ideas for your home and garden, come to the Spring Home Garden Show this weekend at the Del Mar Fairgrounds.
It's entertaining, innovating, fascinating, educating. The Spring Home Garden Show.
Attention! Are you moving soon and don't know who to turn to? If you are moving or planning to move long distance or across the country, Moving APT is offering up to a 20% discount for radio callers this month. Let us handle and remove all the pain and stress in a long-distance move. Let Moving APT help you with your all-inclusive move, including packaging services, help with washers and dryers, mounted TVs, bed frames, and more. We can include packing and unpacking services or ask for boxes, tape, bubble wrap, or labels. We also disassemble and reassemble appliances and TVs at your new home. Moving is difficult and stressful, so call Moving APT today to find the most professional movers to support you. If you are looking for a low-cost quote to move long distance or across the country, call us now. Call 800-916-9057. 800-916-9057. Get a guaranteed quote with up to 20% off. 800-916-9057.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to wavewater411.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to wavewater411.com. That's wavewater411.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call a NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
We welcome you back. Thank you so much for joining us on this, at least a rainy San Diego Saturday. Hopefully where you are, all is good. I know many parts of the country under snow. But we trudge on, spring right around the corner, lots happening. Melinda Meyer standing by, but first, John, the quote of the week, and then any other business to get out of the way before we get to Melinda.
Well, I also wanted to talk about the pictures on what's growing in our garden.
Yes.
And by the way, maybe you guys can send in some pictures. We've had people back east send in pictures of snow-covered gardens. And
yeah.
You're welcome to do that. But I put in a picture of a rose that I dug up that a gopher had eaten. And the only reason I bring that up is because I've probably had a dozen now since last fall.
A dozen gophers?
Roses that have been just demolished by gophers, and every single one of them is doing fine. And I think it's because of the weather. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
I mean, not a single root left, and they all start growing.
Now, this is also one of the coldest winters we've had in San Diego for a long time. If I saw something about that, and not necessarily for me, because I don't think it has.
It's not freezing, but it's below average.
Average, right? Which is also a big thing when it comes to, because the plants are now in kind of dormant stage, which helps transplanting as well.
Well, let me give you the quote here first.
Yeah, please.
And then I know Melinda is chomping at the bit because she's sitting there in the snow and she wants to talk gardening.
Right.
So the quote's from John Muir. And he said, everybody needs beauty as well as bread, places to play in and pray in, where nature may heal and give strength to body and soul.
I've been to his forest, by the way.
His woods.
His woods, yes, his woods, I should say.
That's right.
What else, John?
There was something. Oh, since Melinda's coming on.
Yes.
Melinda, who's also, in the past anyway, been known as the Great Lakes Gardener. And one of the most knowledgeable people about gardening that I've had the pleasure of meeting and working with. But I found out, since she's from the Midwest and obviously knows about the rain hurting the rhubarb, I did check online and found out there's actually an answer to that question. And the answer is supposed to be, not if it's in cans.
Not if it's in cans.
So already harvested and ready to go?
No, wait, is that... I want to make sure. Did we talk about that off the air? For people who know what we're talking about.
The rain and the rhubarb thing?
Yeah, was that on the air?
It was on the air.
Sure
That was when we first opened the show, yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to talk to you during the break
My memory's like just going.
I want to talk to you about some things you think you said off the air.
Yeah, okay. Hey, that said, I'm going to toss to Tiger so he can bring on our lovely guest.
Yeah, our wonderful guest this morning is going to be Melinda Myers. And Melinda Myers, as John had leaded in earlier, from the Midwest, a very well-known garden writer, well-known gardener, and a expert in most soil issues when it comes to fertilizers, soil quality, and I butcher this every time we say it, but the hugel culture aspect of it, which she brought to our light a year ago.
I think that's a minor part of what she does, but we'll never forget it.
Exactly, just because it's fun to say every time she's on the show. But Melinda, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Who'd have thought hugel culture would be the way that I'd be remembered?
Hey. Of all the things you've done all these years, that's what's going to stick.
Exactly. Hey, Melinda. So, where are you at right now? And tell us a little bit about where you are, because I know
She's
our
10
listeners
feet under snow
are familiar with you, but we like to get a picture of what you're dealing with at this moment in time.
Well, I am sitting at my office in my home. This is the time of year I travel a lot, and it seems like I promise I won't come to Southern California this spring. It seems like I'm bringing snow and ice most places I go. But we've still got a couple feet of snow on the ground, which is okay because they're predicting some pretty cold temperatures coming in the next few days, and a lot of ice this year. I grew up in Columbus, Ohio, in what I call the ice belt, the Indianapolis, going along the middle of the state. And it just seemed like I grew up with some snow, cold, but a lot of ice and slush. And in Wisconsin, we usually have snow and less ice and slush. But this year we've had quite a bit of rain on top of our snow. So I'm a little concerned about not only the cold temperatures. Luckily, we got snow before it was in the minus 20s. But we've had a lot of ice, and, ice is a poor insulator. So it's bad news and good news. If you have a small lot or you've got some plants you can't bear to rip out but you want to get rid of, nature may help you this year.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It'll finish off those ones that are struggling or those ones that you were – but it also will probably finish off those ones that you were hoping would make it through the winter, right?
Well, I have 100 roses being propagated by Steve Singer at Wisconsin Roses in Kenosha, and I got an email from him. I was, I guess, questioning how they were doing right now, and he was saying that he figures it's going to be the end of March, beginning of April before he can even get out there to take a look.
Wow.
We did the great courses, tree and shrub and food gardening in Wisconsin, a lot on my property, and it was the year of the other polar vortex.
Oh, no.
And I remember them calling in January going, "Whoa, what have you shot today?" And I'm like, "Well, there's 3 feet of snow and it's 19 below zero real degrees." And then it was May, and we're trying to build gardens, and it was one of the coldest springs we had. So he's not lying. It's going to be spring's coming slowly, I think.
Hey, now, Melinda, an area where you have lots of water and snow, what does it do to the soil at the end of it? Meaning, here where we are, we suffer through rain and maybe 10 inches of rainfall a year, and by April it's all dried up and we're back to turning our sprinklers on and moving forward. When you guys have that much snow and water coming down in your properties, does it become oversaturated? Does it drain well? Is there things you have to consider?
Yeah, does it help?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up. I was listening to your conversation about the rain and managing water, and I have to say that the Midwest has been very proactive in terms of dealing with excess water. We have different issues than you. We have too much when we don't need it, which I think is true everywhere in the country, right? And how do you manage that so it doesn't overrun the storm sewers or flood out your gardens? And so rain gardens have been very popular over the last 20 years or so, where encouraging people to create these gardens at least 10 feet away from their house, amending the soil so you capture the runoff from driveways and walks and the roof. And then we use a lot of natives and cultivated perennials that take wet and dry conditions. And then the soil and the plant roots help filter the water as it goes down and recharges the groundwater. Rain barrels are big, and depending on where your listeners are located, check with your local municipality. Many offer rebates if you put rain barrels, attach them to your downspouts and capture the water. Some do not allow them, so you want to check with your municipality. But that's a great way, too, and I often do. I have sand now, so all my water goes right to the groundwater, but I have lots of gardens. But rain barrels, capturing it and using that water for your containers and recycling that way. Rutgers, I think, did research and found they didn't really find a problem with bacteria and things from the runoff of your shingles, but if you're concerned, just use it on your flowers and your ornamentals, and that's a great way to capture water and use it in the garden.
Hey, Melinda, we're gonna have to take a break right now, and when we get back, we'll finish your thoughts on the rainwater and move forward.
Yeah, and if you have any questions for Melinda, right there on Facebook Live, you can also email John at GardenAmerica.com. Garden America taking a break, coming right back. Stay with us.
Attorney spokesperson paid for by Open Jar. Attention, hernia repair surgeries are one of the most common surgeries performed in the United States, with over 1 million procedures performed annually. However, a popular mesh product has been linked to severe complications. If you had a hernia mesh implanted and have experienced chronic pain, infection, adhesions, wound reopening, mesh migration, bowel obstruction, or need a replacement or revision surgery, then call the Hernia Mesh Helpline now at 800-688-9038. Our network of attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 800-688-9038, 800-688-9038.
There's more than one way to invest in your education. Investing in the right products, securities, and real estate generates secure and sound futures. What about an investment that retains its value? Consider college real estate. College real estate can provide housing for students and generate returns for their families. Through this special offer from Austin iLabs, you can download the free workbook from collegerealestate.com to see if this investment is right for you. Go to collegerealestate.com/radio.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658. Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this?
Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
We thank you so much for joining us, being part of our weekend here, Garden America. Bryan Main along with Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. Questions for the very smart and knowledgeable Melinda Myers, or one of us, right there, 855-424-9825. John at gardenamerica.com. Biz Talk Radio Facebook Live. We'll get to your questions right away as we continue. I know we had to go to a break, Tiger, in the middle of Melinda Myers with her conversation, and we want to continue that and bring people back up to speed.
Yeah, she was talking about rain gardens.
Yeah, talking about rain gardens, the soil, the plants, and what they do in a rain garden. Melinda, you had mentioned that check with your municipality because sometimes rain barrels are not allowed. Why would a rain barrel not be allowed?
I think there are some restrictions, especially like the Colorado, Wyoming. Some of those states have water restrictions that even though the rain's landing on your property, it doesn't belong to you. And so they want that water to go into the community resource, whether it's a reservoir, the water treatment, or those. I spoke in a town in Wyoming, and on their website it said rain barrels weren't allowed, but they offered rebates for them. So I talked to the sustainability person, and he goes, we kind of have an understanding here. So, I think as we're exploring this option of rain harvesting, that individuals doing this, I think we'll probably see some changes in legislation or not, but I think it's something to be aware of. And like I said, a lot of municipalities offer rebates. I work with Milorganite, which is connected with the Milwaukee Metro Sewage District, and they want to keep things out of the water that we drink and reduce purification cost. And so they work very hard to make sure people understand that water, that rainfall that lands on your property and washes over your landscape, it ends up in the storm sewer, really ends up being drinking water. And so, I think we often are very disconnected from that. And so what we as gardeners can do is incredible because soil and plant roots are so good at filtering out impurities. The dust and the chemicals the water collects as it moves over hard surfaces goes through those plants, the plant roots and the soil, and it really filters out a lot before it recharges the groundwater. Then we don't overload our storm sewers, and you know what happens when, that causes pollution. So there are really some good things we as gardeners can do by tweaking how we garden. And you mentioned soil, amending your soil. If you have heavy clay soil, much of Wisconsin is heavy clay that's poorly drained, adding organic matter and compost and improving it. And for sandy soils, adding compost to improve the water holding ability, and your plants will grow better.
And there's things that people can do, like soils tests, right? That you can get a good idea of what's going on. I mean, there's simple tests that you can buy usually at like a local garden
It'll tell
center.
you what you need, right?
Yeah, that'll tell you your pH, your nitrogen levels, your phosphorus levels, and so on. But then there's also test companies that you can send out your soil samples to that'll give it a more of a breakdown. What do you recommend with those tests, Melinda?
I like to use either your University Extension soil testing lab or a state certified lab because they calibrate their equipment and they calibrate it with samples that are known. And so you know that those labs are managed so the results you get will be accurate. Plus, the University Extension usually provides information on not only what to add when, but for the plants you're growing. So if you test your lawn area, for example, and you send in a test and you say it's a lawn, and they do the results, and they'll say, here's the nutrients you need, here's the type of fertilizer, and when to apply. And so it's a great way to find out what you have, as you mentioned, and what you need to add. And you can take your test anytime the ground is thawed. For some, will be waiting a while. And if you haven't recently fertilized, and the sooner you do it during the growing season or prior to your growing season and planting season, the sooner you have the results to incorporate for that upcoming growing season. You guys are well on your way, but if you haven't fertilized recently or you have a garden that's struggling or you're starting a new bed, those are perfect times to take soil tests.
Okay. And sometimes when you get those tests back, and John just recently got a soil test done for his new property because they're considering planting. You had a surplus of some stuff, right, John? Didn't you say something about a surplus of? I can't remember.
There was excuse me, plenty of phosphorus and potash, and the one thing I was really happy to see was
the pH was 6.5.
Yeah, 6.7.
7.
Yeah, that was perfect because usually we have real alkaline soils.
And so,
and you mentioned.
Oh, go ahead, Melinda.
Go ahead, Melinda.
I was going to say excessive levels of phosphorus and potash are common in soils across the country. Mm-hmm. And one of the cool things about Milorganite, and you guys know I'm a fan and spokesperson, work with them, but one of the things their research found is that when the microorganisms break down the nutrients in the pellets of Milorganite, they release some of that phosphorus and potassium that's bound to the soil. So yours is slightly acid, so that's great. Those nutrients are fairly available. But in alkaline soils, they're bound to the soil. And so Milorganite, there's a chemical reaction that happens, and it releases some of it, so the plants are able to absorb that phosphorus and potassium, so that even if your soils are excessive, depending on where you're gardening, it may not be available to the plant. So that's kind of an added value of Milorganite. It provides some non-leaching phosphorus. It doesn't have potassium in it, but tissue samples showed an increase in both nutrients that weren't relatable to the amount you put on the soil. So they found it was being released from the soil that was bound there and available to the plant. So that's kind of an added benefit.
And I don't know if you can answer this question, but as we're going into the spring, Melinda, we start to see on TV and we hear in the radio, the fertilizer companies coming out, getting ready for spring. And a lot of them usually have to do with lawns. And, there are these lawn programs for, usually I think it's in the South that there's like a program for your lawn, specific fertilizers during certain times of year. For us on the West Coast, we just fertilize our lawn. We don't have like this cycle, with these winterizers or summerizers or anything like that. But a lot of those are made up of chemical fertilizers, right? That are, salt based. And, so when you talk about, things being bound up in the soil, those fertilizers can sometimes cause that, right? They change the pH levels of the soil. They change the makeup of the soil, and they actually create an environment that binds up some of those nutrients.
You bet. A lot of the filler used in many of the fertilizers is lime, and lime increases soil pH. And John, you were saying you were celebrating anything under 7 is great. We would love that here too. And so if we're adding more lime, we're raising the pH, making it more alkaline, binding a lot of nutrients to the soil. And they often call them the 4-step or 5-step program, and they often involve not only fertilizer but herbicides that you may or may not need. And so, one, we're putting down fertilizer at the maximum rate that your lawn may or may not need, that may not fit the way you garden, chemicals you may or may not need. And so I think it's always good to take a step back and say, what condition is my lawn in? What % of weeds do I have? And how many can I tolerate? And how many do I live with? And my neighbors live with. That's another issue. And maybe you just have a few problem areas that you spot treat. And, a lot of them start with a fertilization really early for crabgrass pre-emergent and a fertilizer, and that's not really the best time to fertilize a lot of the lawns in the Midwest and parts of the South. And so you're right, they're trying to make it easy. Here I get bag 1 for this time, bag 2 for this time. But, not all our lawns are the same. Not all the weather's the same, and not all the needs or your wants and desires of the lawn you want to grow. So, take a little time. Again, your extension service is a great resource. Milorganite, I've done some videos on lawn care, weed control. Tune into those. I tend to be a low-maintenance person, and even in the city, I had a small patch of grass, and it was small enough I could deadhead my dandelions, and my neighbors were okay. I couldn't do that now, but my neighbors here don't care. They're farmers, so knowing what you want to accomplish with your yard is important too. Good point, Tiger.
Melinda, Rick from Grants Pass, Oregon, is asking, if you keep adding organic material year after year to the garden, will the soil eventually become more neutral?
Oh, changing the pH.
Yeah.
I have seen the pH lowered, depending on where your starting point is, and organic matter, and Milorganite's 85% organic matter, just by the way. That's the filler they use. But, yes, you can reduce it. Can you get it to neutral? Changing soil pH is very difficult, but organic matter is definitely a big plus. And depending on your soils, many are very highly buffered, meaning every time you make a gain and lowering the pH, nutrients are released to raise the pH.
Hey, Melinda, sorry to interrupt. We got to take a break. Oh. Hold that thought. We're going to keep our conversation going, talking about pH levels, so on and so forth. 855-424-9825, John at GardenAmerica.com, or questions and comments right there on Facebook Live here on Garden America.
It's entertaining, innovating, fascinating, educating. The Spring Home Garden Show.
Do you love your home or condo? Then show it some love at the original, the biggest, and the very best home and garden show in San Diego, the Spring Home Garden Show, this weekend at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Tour hundreds of top-quality home improvement exhibitors offering great savings and special show discounts on their products. Be wowed by real gardens. See what the pros have dreamed up. All gardens are judged, and you too can vote and compare your taste to the pros. Plus, enjoy fascinating, informative, free seminars all day long where you really do meet the experts. For everyone seeking quality products, expert services, and creative ideas for your home and garden, come to the Spring Home Garden Show this weekend at the Del Mar Fairgrounds.
It's entertaining, innovating, fascinating, educating. The Spring Home Garden Show.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now.
800-915-8941. 800-915-8941. 800-915-8941. Call right now. Operators are standing by. 800-915-8941.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Call the CPAP hotline now. 800-525-8891. 800-525-8891. That's 800-525-8891. Copays and deductibles apply. Supplies are replaced in accordance with Medicare guidelines.
Americans are going crazy for a new Italian diet pill that burns 3 times more fat than dieting alone. And the next 100 callers get 3 bottles for free. Sold under the brand name Invigorate 3X. This powerful pill triggers metabolic acceleration, a process that's deficient in most Americans, making weight loss a hassle. But a new study shows 30 pounds gone in 90 days with just 2 capsules a day. Julie B. of Nashville says, I was skeptical, but when I saw a famous doctor made it, I decided to try it. I was shocked. I lost 16 pounds in 6 weeks. For a limited time, our listeners get 3 free bottles with a qualifying order. Call 1-800-932-1789 now to get started. Call in the next 10 minutes and also get a free bottle of the doctor's Ultra Detox. And don't forget your free 14-day diet fix. No obligation and 100% free when you call right now. 800-932-1789. 800-932-1789.
I can't get my computer to work.
Let me help you with that.
How'd you do that?
I just got techie with Geeks on Site.
Our geeks literally come on site. No need to stop what you're doing or block off time. We come to your home, office, or wherever you are. And we don't just fix whatever computer issues you might be having. We explain and teach you along the way so you can feel empowered and then help others at home or in your office. Better yet, don't have time for tech support to come to you? Let us remote into your desktop or laptop, and one of our geeks will instantly walk you through. Call 1-800-584-9039 and we will help you instantly. We offer affordable prices on our remote services and IT support. You and those in your office will never have to wait hours to have your technical questions answered. Get your free computer diagnosis today with your very own geek. Call 1-800-584-9039. That's 1-800-584-9039. And get started now.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
That's right. It's always a good time here. Laughing, having a good time. Garden America. Hey, it's our final segment. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know Rick and Lenore, they have a couple of 2 or 3 questions. We want to get back to that. And, of course, Melinda, Tiger.
Yeah, Melinda, thank you again for joining us this morning. And I wanted to give you a chance to finish up your thought on, organic materials, adjusting the pH in the soil is what we were wrapping up with before we had to take a commercial.
Well, and thank you guys for letting me kind of go on, because you can tell these are passionate topics for me. But Rick, check out, and others, I think it's Cornell University, and some of the positive research results they found about compost and incorporating compost and reducing pH is one of those benefits. Reducing disease and insect pest problems, increasing productivity, things a lot of us know. But there was some other research in there that might surprise you about all that effort to create compost and add it to your soil. That organic matter we put in makes a big impact on our garden and the water quality in our communities.
Hey, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Melinda, Lenore made a comment on Facebook, and she's in Canyon Country, California. And she says, I hope that Milorganite stays with so much water. She added a lot about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and now she's gotten a lot of rain. And she wants to know if that's going to be okay, or will she have to put it down
reapply?
Again? Yeah.
You know what? Great question. One of the nice parts about Milorganite is it really breaks down and is available in the same conditions that your plants are. So unlike a fast-release water-soluble fertilizer, it doesn't wash through the soil quickly. So it's going to be there and be available for your plants. Now, obviously, nutrients do end up getting washed through, not the Milorganite. So just monitor your plant health. But you didn't waste your effort. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's
great
good to
news.
hear.
Great
I always
news.
thought, if you're getting an inch or two of rain, everything you did probably needs to be redone. But
Another
if it
reason
sticks
to
around-
make Milorganite part of your gardening activity.
Exactly.
Reduce your effort,
Yes.
get better results.
Hey, we'll bother you with one last question from one of our listeners, Rick, and he's talking about starting seeds inside, getting ready for spring, because like most of the people on the East Coast, he's going to be planting right around Mother's Day in May outside. So what do you recommend for what the timetable for starting seeds inside, and do you have any tips?
I think, again, knowing when you're putting them outside, the back of the seed packet's always the best place to start. So, for us, we end up planting our tomatoes out around Memorial Day, the end of May. And we found that starting them indoors in early April is really better. It used to be March, but we found we'd have long, leggy plants that really, it took them longer to adjust than those more compact, stouter plants that we started later. And so, end of February for Midwesterners, you should have been starting your onions last week or now. And then our cool season crops, and it sounds like Rick's close to what we're at, get those started early March if you're planting out earlier than Memorial Day for tomatoes. Then you can start those end of March and then early April for those of us that plant Memorial Day. Most extension services have a good timeline and a planting chart, and then the back of the seed packet as well.
Awesome. So for more information from Melinda, where do we want to send people, Melinda? Your website?
You bet. melindamyers.com. I've got video and audio tips and answers to frequently asked questions. And, of course, if you want more information about Milorganite, milorganite.com for them, milorganite.com.
And do you have any events that you're planning on doing in the next few weeks?
You know what? I'm on the road, which is great. I'm going to John's home state of Lansing, Michigan in a couple of weeks. I'll be at the Home and Garden Show there. I'm at Hometown Publications in Waukesha, my backyard, this weekend, southeast Wisconsin, Kenosha. And then just check my website, melindamyers.com, and there's an appearance listing as well. So I was up in the Northwest Flower Show, I guess that was a week ago. Just last weekend. So it's fun to go visit with gardeners all over the country. So if I'm in your neck of the woods, please stop by. Let me know you heard me on Garden America and say hello.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Well, enjoy, Melinda, and stay cozy.
Yeah, I will. You guys stay dry. Take care.
Thank you for all the great information. Okay, Melinda Myers, always a great guest. Lots of information. And again, we do appreciate your questions for Melinda, Rick, Lenore, and those that we're tuned in this morning on Facebook Live.
I feel bad because I know Rick's listening right now, and all.
I think he's watching us too.
Yeah, and all the data that
Hello, Rick.
we just said about waiting. Probably March or April to start some of those things. But today I'm going home and I'm starting a whole bunch of seeds. I'm excited about it too because I haven't started things from seeds in a while. But I have children now. And so I like to have them start them, and then we plant them later on.
Isn't there more satisfaction as opposed to buying a plant that's already, underway? Like when I had the veggie pod and I had the seeds, the Garden America seeds.
Yeah.
And then when things started to grow, it's like, come here, it's a miracle. Look at this.
It is a miracle.
And we're gonna eat it, and it's gonna taste great. So you're gonna take some pictures in the next couple of 2 or 3 weeks to bring people up to speed on how your veggie pod is doing and what you're growing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited.
And John, thank you for all the pictures that you sent from Rick. Those were from Rick, right?
Right.
We'll get those up on Facebook, maybe end up in our newsletter, Rick, so thank you. Anybody else, if you have pictures, whatever your pictures are, you're under snow, you've got a mountain lion or a bear walking through your backyard, whatever, send it to us and we'll post it on our various venues.
We've had pictures of snakes and mountain lions that people have sent us in before and bears walking through their neighborhood. Did you see on the news last night about the guy that got bit by a rattlesnake and then drove an hour on his bicycle to a hospital?
Wow.
An hour?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he made it
was
okay.
an hour, somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour. Yeah, I guess everything was okay. And
of course, by now it's old news. We know about the guy that killed a mountain lion with his bare hands a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Wow.
Right?
Lots of things going on.
When you're bit by a snake, aren't you not supposed to have like a vigorous, thing go on? Meaning, like, they tell you to keep calm,
right?
Don't encourage it to go through
your
body,
blood
right?
system. Yeah.
Like, aren't you supposed to slow down? So
here's what pumping away on a bicycle.
Exactly.
I guess he didn't have a car for some reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, but yeah, that's scary. That is scary.
I don't want to get bit by anything, especially a snake. And when it starts to warm up, around April and May.
It's who was the crocodile hunter? Irwin?
Steve
Irwin.
Steve Irwin.
It was the anniversary of his passing,
right?
Just not too long ago. So they had a lot of videos, and one of them was on TV, on national television, mid-interview, a snake bit his neck, and he was like super calm, super cool. He's like, "Yeah, we should probably stop now."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
And then he gets stung by a stingray. Wow. Hey, the music says hour number 1 is over, Finney. But we're going to be back here 6 minutes after. Biz Talk Radio, news coming up on many of these affiliates. We are back at 6 minutes after Facebook Live and more. Stay with us here on Garden America.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz Talk Radio app. Available on iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. Biz Talk Radio. The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. This is Biz Talk Radio, America's home.
USA Radio News with Rick Vincent.
President Donald Trump speaking today at the Conservative Political Action Conference at the National Harbor near Washington. It comes on the heels of his second summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. In remarks at the conference on Friday, Vice President Mike Pence previewed the White House's talking points, touting Trump's accomplishments since taking office and addressing the recent summit with North Korea. Pence also remarked at length on what appeared to be a core theme throughout the conference, deriding what conservatives consider to be the tenets of socialism.
The moment America becomes a socialist country is the moment that America ceases to be America.
Since becoming president, Trump has used the CPAC platform to speak on base issues, highlighting his accomplishments and railing against his opponents. Democratic presidential contender Bernie Sanders back on the campaign trail, this time for the 2020 presidential election, starting off with a rally today in his native Brooklyn, New York. Tomorrow he'll be in Chicago. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Imagine waking up tomorrow and being 20 pounds lighter. What would that do for you? How much better would you feel? Now, we all know that overnight weight loss is not realistic or safe, but if you're taking Calitrin, it can be that easy. Take Calitrin once a day and you can lose weight and feel better. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
Hi, this is Brenda from Ohio. Calitrin has worked miracles for me. I lost 50 pounds.
Hi, I'm Alice. Been on Calitrin now for a little while and lost 40 pounds. Went to a size 42 and never felt better in my life.
Hello, my name is Joyce and I'm from Texas. I've used Calitrin for a while and I've lost 61 pounds. I've gone from a size 24 to a size 16. It makes my sister-in-law jealous. It really works.
When you give Calitrin 90 days to work, it has a huge 86% success rate. If you want weight loss with real lasting results, visit toploss.com for more information or call 833-TOP-LOSS. That's 833-TOP-LOSS or toploss.com.
The suspect who allegedly punched a conservative activist in the face on the campus of the University of California, Berkeley last month will be in court Monday. 28-year-old Zachary Greenberg was arrested yesterday for the February 19th assault on Hayden Williams, a field rep for the Leadership Institute. Williams tells Fox News he's mostly upset with the university's administration.
My main critique is with the administration for allowing it to get to this point where this sort of violence is accepted and even encouraged by some.
Greenberg and other students were reportedly upset over a sign displayed at Williams' recruitment table that said hate crime hoaxes hurt real victims, apparently a reference to Empire actor Jussie Smollett. The chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee called Friday for freshman Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar to apologize after insinuating that pro-Israel groups are pushing allegiance to a foreign country. Chairman Representative Elliot Ingalls' demand comes after a bookstore event Wednesday where Omar argued that critics labeling her as an anti-Semite looked to silence a necessary conversation. This is USA Radio News.
With a recession ending, if you've been putting off building your business, now is the time to act. General Steel will meet or beat any price on a pre-engineered steel building of the same size and specifications. Act now, before steel prices go up. So call us today for free information.
Call 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290, 800-965-1290.
The Pacific Northwest is struggling to recover after a barrage of storms. With more, here's USA's Wendy King.
Evacuation orders have been lifted for people living along the Russian River in California. Sonoma County Sheriff Mark Essick.
During our disaster response, approximately 2,600 properties were flooded, with 3,700 people under evacuation order.
Also, heavy snowfall near Roseburg, Oregon has caused widespread power outages for hundreds of people. Downed trees took out power lines in many areas, and work crews are scrambling to get the electricity back on.
America's newest capsule for astronauts is rocketing toward the International Space Station on a high-stakes test flight by SpaceX.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The so-called Dragon capsule lifted off early today from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The only passenger is a life-size test dummy named Ripley from the Alien movies. SpaceX needs to nail the debut of the capsule before putting people on board later this year. The Dragon should reach the space station sometime tomorrow. Disneyland is preparing to give Star Wars fans a taste of space in its newest coming attraction. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens this year, both this summer in California and this fall in Florida. It's designed to deliver a fully physical and immersive experience with look, feel, sound, smells, and even tastes of Star Wars on a 14-acre playground with character interactions, unique food, and shopping and plenty of rides. For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
If you suffer from heartburn or other digestive-related disorders, then there is a new, safe, better, and natural alternative to better digestive wellness and heartburn relief. Praxid not only provides relief of heartburn, but Praxid takes a 360-degree approach to support better digestion, protect you from harmful bacteria, and also balance your stomach to improve digestive functions.
We like to think of it as the multivitamin of digestive health.
It's the only product to combine all natural ingredients known for the digestive health properties into a single patented product. Praxid also comes in easy-to-carry packs. Praxid relieves, restores, and maintains a healthy digestive system. Praxid is available here for only $39.95. Shipping and handling is free, and your money back is guaranteed.
To take advantage of this special radio offer, call now. 1-800-829-5685. That's 1-800-829-5685. 1-800-829-5685.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
It is hour number 2. Thank you, Facebook viewers. We do appreciate it. And all of you that have supported our show for so long, we do appreciate your your tenacity hanging in there with us. We do appreciate it. 855-424-9825. Also, questions, if you want to send questions to John at gardenamerica.com or Facebook Live, we'll do that too. Now, John, you mentioned before the show a little weather problem in terms of where we get a lot of our things that we sell on the website. What do we have right now, though, John, that people can order from us at this time of the year? In February. Oh, March. It's March. Wow.
March 2nd.
Just like that. So what is going on?
We've always got HB 101.
HB 101 all the time.
Available. That's right. If you're getting ready to do pruning, you can order long sleeve gardening gloves, leg protectors, things like that. And you can pre-order your grafted vegetables.
Pre-order grafted vegetables. And I would do that fairly soon.
Yeah.
We may have a shortage of grafted vegetables this year because we get a lot of them from Oregon.
And the weather's been just
it's
crazy.
Destroyed some greenhouses up there. So We're waiting to see what the final outcome there is, but I would not wait to put in your order. I would get it in right away. And then, we don't have very many left because we've sold a lot, but in the newsletter this week, we had Yacon.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever sold any of that at your store?
No, not at the nursery, no.
Kind of interested in that because it's one of the new superfoods. All the new superfoods used to be grown by the Incas.
Nobody growed that this year.
Yeah, but it's funny that we call them new superfoods, and they were just common everyday food. for people hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Hey, we've got Ed standing by. Ed called first hour. We had Melinda on. Ed, you are back. Thank you so much for being there and your patience. Ed, how can we help you?
Good morning. Regarding two things, HB 101 and John's picture in the newsletter of the rose that the gopher got. I had a previous experience this year, probably in January. I have rose trees in my front yard, and came out, and one was looking very sick, and I just kind of put some stuff on it and never came back. Finally, I pulled it out, because thinking, well, it's gone. Put it in a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket with water and HB 101. And I thought, well, tomorrow, the day after, I'll try to transplant it. Somehow time got away, and it was there for 2 weeks in that bucket with HB 101. Put it in potting soil and started, and it's growing like gangbusters now.
So, Ed, obviously you are a believer in HB 101, no doubt.
No doubt about it. In so many cases, very definitely. Also, talking about the rainwater and water barrels, a couple of years ago when we were having a lot of water problems, I bought some trash cans, 3 trash cans with lids, put them out in the backyard, and when we got rain, took the lids off, and then the water, I've left it in the barrels all year long, and then reach in there and dip it for my plants in the house. And it seems to work just fantastic when it's covered. You don't get the debris and all in there, and the house plants love it. And it's just common trash cans.
Yeah, no, and you do make a good point. And the one thing I will mention along with that people need to consider is the lids are super, super important, because you do not want mosquito larvae in those rain barrels at all, because, with mosquitoes comes problems. And so aside from them biting you, when they bite you, they can spread disease. So the lid is critical to that equation there. But that is a great tip.
It seems to work, and saves me a lot of money from going out and buying commercial rain barrels.
Yeah, no, they do last.
Yeah, what else did you have for us, Ed?
Isn't that enough?
That's it. Like I say, the rose tree came back like gangbusters, and it was Julia Childs, which I dearly love. So I was very distressed when the gopher got that. And needless to say, I've pulled up all my rose trees in the front yard and put them all in pots, because the gophers do come back from time to time.
Well, yeah. And at least now you have a solution if they do. Get out there quick.
A proven solution.
Yeah.
And I think Julia Child's probably one of the top 10 roses of the last 15 years that has been created.
Like,
yeah.
you like the way it looks, or just vigorous grower?
Vigorous, tenacity.
It's just a strong grower, loaded with blooms all the time.
Any fragrance?
It's fragrant.
It's got a little bit of everything then.
Of course, I can't tell anymore, but.
Hey, well, thank you very much for the call.
And thank you for being with us so many years. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you guys for all the education.
Outrageous, so that was pretty cool. I noticed that we
had a question from Marilyn. She wanted to know where to get a gold nugget.
Yeah, and I replied, where was she?
I think she's in San Diego.
Oh, okay. You know what? We have them at Mission Hills Nursery. I know that because I just placed an order. But check a local garden center if she's somewhere near Poway. I know there's nurseries up there, or East County. There's nurseries there.
Or take the short drive to Mission Hills Nursery.
Yeah, and you get to be in beautiful Mission Hills, San Diego.
Talk to Tiger. He'll load it in your car. He might even come home and plant it for you.
No, my favorite part of his nursery is the downstairs under the street office.
Yeah, right.
That was
like you're in a
now
cave.
You got that property's been there since what, 1910?
Yeah.
That is so 1910ish.
Right.
That the way that they carved in that office. I guess it was always supposed to be an office, or what was that originally?
No.
Because you're under the street.
You're under there. I think that property has been so many things over
so many years. Yeah.
That I believe that was just kind of like a basement, because then there was a garage aspect of it too.
Okay.
But then the front of it also used to be a garage.
So you turned it into an office.
Yeah, we turned it into.
Yeah.
I think it used to be a root cellar.
A root cellar.
A root cellar. For keep storing. We used to have one of those in when we lived in Michigan. We lived in Detroit. We had a wine cellar, kind of an area. It was you walked from the basement into this area that wasn't finished, and there was like dirt there.
Yeah.
And little shelves that my parents would store vegetables in during the winter, and
everybody
my dad
back
would
east
keep his wine down there.
In the Midwest. They all have cellars and basements, right, for the most part?
All have basements.
Yeah, they all have basements.
Not here.
Nope.
Not.
And I actually inquired about that, why, and it's just a trend. People say, oh, they don't have those because of earthquakes, but they're like, nope, not the case at all. Like,
right.
Perfectly fine to have a basement even in an earthquake area.
So basically back east and through the Midwest, is that basements are for weather, tornadoes, things like that?
Exactly. There's a lot of reasons.
I don't know if that's the reason they've always done it, though.
Well, I know that in The Wizard of Oz, they had to get down underneath there when that tornado came, and Dorothy couldn't get in, and you know the rest of the story.
Well, that was a storm cellar. But out here, basements would be really good because of the heat.
Oh, absolutely.
You could go in the basement in the summer here, and it'd be nice and cool. And that's what we used to do in Michigan, because even though it doesn't get quite as hot, it was so humid.
Yeah.
And
oh, my gosh.
There was no air conditioning back then, so you just go down in the basement.
What do you do in that humidity? I've been back east a few times in the summer, and I just don't know how people live.
You just suffer.
You do suffer.
Move.
So you have, and then it gets really cold in the winter, so you have about, 4 months out of the year where it's pleasant? March, April, May, maybe part of June?
In Michigan, we had 8 weeks that were nice. We had 4 weeks in the spring and 4 weeks in the fall that were nice, and the rest of the year was miserable.
Well, I don't know how people do it.
I don't know. My family's still back there. God bless them.
Have we caught up on all the questions? Facebook, otherwise? Email, John? Are we good?
We have a... Oh, go ahead, John.
Oh, you go ahead.
Go ahead, Tiger.
We have a question from someone on Facebook about what does Owari mean and the Satsuma Mandarin. And Owari, I might be wrong, but it's just part of the name, and it's Mandarin for the end. And I don't know.
It means the end?
Yeah. Owari.
Means the end.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's just the name, kind of like a name of a rose. I don't know.
The name of a rose is
the name of a rose is just the name of the plant. It's there. I don't think there's any real
reason for the name
for it. Yeah.
Owari.
Well, if it was
Satsuma Mandarin.
the end of the Mandarin, I would think it meant something. I bet if you researched
What's Satsuma mean?
I don't know, young grasshopper.
we'll get back after the commercial.
We'll take a break and we can think about that and ponder all those questions here. Garden America, Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox.
Did you see Carolyn's comment? That's the...
Do you love your home or condo? Then show it some love at the original, the biggest, and the very best home and garden show in San Diego, the Spring Home Garden Show, this weekend at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Tour hundreds of top-quality home improvement exhibitors offering great savings and special show discounts on their products. Be wowed by real gardens. See what the pros have dreamed up. All gardens are judged, and you too can vote and compare your taste to the pros. Plus, enjoy fascinating, informative, free seminars all day long where you really do meet the experts. For everyone seeking quality products, expert services, and creative ideas for your home and garden, come to the Spring Home Garden Show this weekend at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. It's entertaining, innovative, fascinating.
This message is sponsored by AmeriGlide, featuring the nation's best prices on a home stair lift. Are you having a difficult time getting around your home? Do you avoid going up and down the stairs? Have you even considered moving from your lifelong home just to avoid the stairs? Forget about moving and call AmeriGlide and learn how an easy-to-install stair lift is the perfect solution to help you get your freedom back. Plus, we guarantee the nation's best prices. Make this free call today to learn more. No sales visits are necessary. We can help you over the phone. Now you can stay in the home you've been in for decades. Please do yourself or your loved one a favor. Make this simple 2-minute call right now. Get the lowest price on a stair lift anywhere. Here's the number: 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. 800-886-7342. That's 800-886-7342.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
Non-attorney paid spokesperson. Could your house go into foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Does it seem like the bank has no interest in helping you save your home? And you feel like you have nowhere to turn for help? Then we have good news for you. Foreclosure Protection Services can help save your home as they specialize in foreclosure assistance. That's all they do. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, being threatened with foreclosure, have been denied a loan modification, or been the victim of a predatory loan, it's critical that you call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. Their network of attorneys and their agents are available to speak to you now. If you're behind on your mortgage payments, Foreclosure Protection Services can help stop the foreclosure process. Call today before it's too late. New laws are in effect that may save your home. Call Foreclosure Protection Services now at 800-670-2142. 800-670-2142. That's 800-670-2142.
Missed an episode of your favorite show? No worries. Catch all the episodes on demand at biztalkradio.com.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
And we are back. It is 21 minutes after the hour. Back with your buddies, your garden buddies here on Garden America. I'm Bryan Main. He's John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. We've got a number for you to call if you want to reach us, 855-424-9825. The old-fashioned way, questions, comments. Also, john@gardenamerica.com. And, of course, right there on Facebook Live as we answer those questions almost immediately.
Yeah, you know, Michelle says that Owari is a province in Japan. So it could be that that's where
it originated from?
Yeah.
See, we've got such smart viewers and listeners.
We do.
We toss something out there and bang, answers just like that. I'm watching John's expressions here.
I was trying to read the comments on Facebook. What are you doing today, by the way?
I'm going to get a haircut after this. I'm going to go home and take a nap and then announce a basketball game tonight.
Oh. Are you going to go to the Spring Home Garden Show in Del Mar?
I am not. I do not have time.
What about
maybe
tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Sunday.
Tomorrow would be a good day to go.
Yeah, it won't be raining tomorrow.
Tomorrow's supposed to clear up a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
With just residual. And after that, John?
It is covered, though. You could go in today, right?
Yeah, but I get too much going on.
Well, this is the way you can get inspiration, though.
Well, I'm inspired just coming in here with you guys. Are you kidding?
I was thinking of myself.
Yeah, John needs inspiration.
You could stop by on the way back.
Well, no, except I want to go with my wife, so
okay.
Probably go home, take an hour drive home, and then
another
40... hour to come back.
Well, not quite. About 45 minutes, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty close to an hour.
Yeah.
But you're going more west on the way back because it's Del Mar, and you're just basically inland of Del Mar.
Southwest, right? You'd be going.
Well, I'd have to go. Unfortunately, there's no roads that go southwest, so I have to go all the way west. I have to go all the way to Oceanside to the coast, and then
down
south, straight south.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't figure out a better way to get people back and forth from that part of the county.
Nobody comes from Fallbrook, so it's fine. They don't need roads out of Fallbrook.
That was a dig at you, John.
Yeah.
Do you know Fallbrook was the oldest town in Southern California, not founded by the Spanish?
Not founded by this. Who founded it?
Yeah. Some people from Pennsylvania.
And
from a town in Pennsylvania called Fallbrook.
That was going to be my next question.
2 words. But
now it's 1 word.
Now it's 1 word.
We don't have time for 2 words here. Make it 1.
It was in the 1880s?
Could be.
Somewhere around then. Anyway.
I was going to talk about the show, though. It's a really neat show, the Home and Garden Show. And I'm sure there's, wherever anybody's listening, there's these Home and Garden shows in their local
throughout
areas.
the country.
They have here at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. They set up these vignettes where landscape designers get to go and create a small landscape, a small vignette for landscape, so you get to get inspired that way. Then they have all kinds of items, whether it's pavers or decks or coverings for your outdoor.
Basically, it's a great place to
areas.
go to if you don't have any ideas, or if you have somewhat of an idea, they can wrap it all up for you right there.
Yeah, and then the last thing that they do is they invite a lot of plant societies or kind of niche plant growers, and it gives you an opportunity to maybe find those plants that you don't find elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool.
Hey, Lenore wanted to know the difference between a gold nugget mandarin and a Satsuma mandarin, and which was better.
Well, that's
better tasting, better to grow.
I think they're both really good tasting.
Correct.
The Satsuma is known as zipper skin because it just pops out of there.
Yeah.
That was your nickname in high school. Here comes old zipper skin.
So they're the one thing about the Satsumas, though, is they're all ready in a short period of time, right around Christmas. That's usually the one you see at Christmas, and they don't hold on the tree very long, where the gold nugget will ripen over a 3-month period. And it's the latest ripening of all the mandarins. So I think they can ripen even into April and May, can't they?
Yeah, especially in a mild area like us, yeah.
And you said that's what you have at your house, right?
Well,
Bryan?
I was surprised that the time of year that they ripened, which was about a month ago.
Right.
And we got probably almost 2 dozen off of there.
Wow.
And again, this is the time of the year where there's virtually no sun. It's in the shade. And all of a sudden, about a dozen or 2 ripened up. I waited till they were, greenish yellow, almost yellow, totally. Brought them in the house, cut them up. Excellent tasting. But
Yellow.
do we remember,
Yellow.
well, orange,
Oh,
orange,
I was gonna
yellow.
say, why are they yellow?
Yeah, well, yellowish orange. But why is it common for them to have ripened at this time of the year?
Well, it all depends on a lot of things, but weather, can dictate it, a lot of times a year. Because as you mentioned before, if you recall, you had asked me, why are they not ripening?
What's taking so long?
What's taking so long?
Yeah.
And that's what can happen is that they can start their process,
right?
But depending on the weather, will actually tell them when they stop it or when they start to ripen.
Because there was a lot of green ones that were just green for so long.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, how long is this going to take? And then bam, they turned yellow.
And it's funny because, was it Lenore, John, that asked that question?
Yes.
Okay, so just for people in Lenore to understand is the reason why there's so many varieties of these plants, whether it's an apple or mandarin, and we've had Tom Spellman on the show to kind of talk on this topic, that because growers are trying to create plants for a number of reasons, but as you mentioned, they want them to produce over a long season. They want them to be seedless. They want their skin to be easily peeled. All of these reasons. So, there's, when you go to research it, it's not just, just get a mandarin. It's easy. This is it.
Right.
There's a mandarin for everyone. And, you just have to decide which mandarin is for you. It's sometimes they are known for flavor things, But most of the time, it's more known for how they grow or where they grow is why you would buy that mandarin or that apple or orange or whatever it is.
Because of your location.
Yeah.
What best grows there.
Yeah, or you as a person.
Right.
You know, you are the kind of person that can harvest 60 mandarins and use them all at once. But I'm not that person. I need one that's going to harvest 10 mandarins over the next 6 months, kind of a thing.
You know, Facebook is great because it allows our viewers to talk to each other. And if you look at some of the comments, people are going back and forth and answering questions for each other along the way. So, again, Facebook Live, a great medium as you watch the show.
Rick is wondering with fertilizer bags if they should list the pH on the bag.
Of the fertilizer?
Right.
Do they list the pH?
No.
No, they don't.
And that's interesting, and that's actually a good question.
We know which components are going to lower pH and which are going to raise the pH, but people don't put that on a bag, and that actually is not a bad idea.
It's a great idea because if you already know what your pH is, and then you buy fertilizer and it has it listed, you're going to know whether that's what you want or not. Maybe it'll increase it or decrease it, and that's not what you want.
Well, in general, if you're using organic products, my
matter.
personal opinion is pH doesn't really matter a whole lot. But if you are growing acid-loving plants, again, I don't think it's quite as important if you have good, active biological soil, but they do prefer acid soils because the nutrients they need are available under acid conditions. And there you can use things like cottonseed meal, iron sulfate, soil sulfur.
It is break time as we approach 30 minutes after the hour. Stay with us, a half hour to go here, Garden America, on your Saturday morning or afternoon, depending upon where you are. As we take a break, stepping aside, coming right back. Stay with us.
Attorney spokesperson. Are you over the age of 60 and been diagnosed with lung cancer? If so, you and your family may qualify for a cash award. We can help make sure that you and your family are financially safe and medical expenses are covered. If you've been diagnosed with lung cancer and are over 60, call 24/7 1-877-614-0102 1-877-614-0102. Attorney advertising. William Stephacker Jr. is the attorney responsible for this ad. Main office, Scranton, Pennsylvania. May not be available in all states.
You're the family chef, but with homework, practices, email, getting a good meal on the table is tough. Sometimes the best choice is the easy choice. Delicious Bob Evans mashed potatoes and mac and cheese, made with ingredients like real milk, butter, potatoes, and cheese. Bob Evans sides are ready in the microwave in 6 minutes, and they're the perfect complement to any meal. Once your family tries them, it'll be love at first bite. Get Bob Evans sides today in the refrigerated section at your favorite grocery store.
Bob Evans down on the farm.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 605-5370.
I can't get my computer to work.
Let me help you with that.
How'd you do that?
I just got techie with Geeks on Site.
Our geeks literally come on site. No need to stop what you're doing or block off time. We come to your home, office, or wherever you are. And we don't just fix whatever computer issues you might be having. We explain and teach you along the way so you can feel empowered and then help others at home or in your office. Better yet, don't have time for tech support to come to you? Let us remote into your desktop or laptop, and one of our geeks will instantly walk you through. Call 1-800-584-9039 and we will help you instantly. We offer affordable prices on our remote services and IT support. You and those in your office will never have to wait hours to have your technical questions answered. Get your free computer diagnosis today with your very own geek. Call 1-800-584-9039. That's 1-800-584-9039. And get started now.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-557-6095 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-557-6095 for your free author submission kit. Again, call 800-557-6095.
Have you heard about Biz TV? Biz TV is the home for America's entrepreneurs, small businesses, and those who want to succeed in life. It's the only national television network committed to airing original, high-quality, educational, and inspirational programming about real business people. Biz TV can provide the right kind of ideas, motivation, and education to help fuel the next generation of business owners. Visit biztv.com and call your satellite or cable service provider to request Biz TV.
Watch some of your favorite shows on Biz TV. Check to see if you get Biz TV by going to biztv.com. And now, back to Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
At about 35 minutes after the hour, love to hear from you. What's on your mind? Questions, comments, 855-424-9825. John at gardenamerica.com, and of course, right there on Facebook Live. However, a new segment that we're starting today is called The Movie Room. And for that, we're going to go to Tiger and find out what Tiger's been watching in the movie room.
No. That was a long commercial, I felt. You and I we all discussed a lot of things.
A lot of things during the break, didn't we?
Wow.
Yeah, John was all for the new segment, The Movie Room. The last movie you saw.
Yeah.
Anyway, you got kids, so you're doing a lot of kids' movies.
Yeah. What were you talking about before the break, though? I can't remember now.
We were talking about... Wow, we talked about
so
much during the break.
We were talking about all the mandarins and why they name the names of the names.
Just prior to the break, we were talking about fertilizers and whether the pH should be listed on the fertilizer.
Yeah, and the one thing that I had mentioned is that will change. So, but you had mentioned that a good note would be to put lowers or increases.
Well, it's a great idea. I don't know why it's not on there.
Yeah, the like Tiger's saying, the pH itself probably wouldn't be of much value, but if they made a comment, will lower pH or raise pH or neutral effect on soil, would help a lot.
Sure.
And pH is important part of the soil. It's probably for most, I'd say, advanced gardeners, they understand the idea that pH is important for plants because it's how they take up soil or how they don't take up soil and how roots grow and how they take up water and things like that. And I think for novice gardeners, it's completely lost.
I have no idea.
And people don't realize it. I was at a woman's house where she has this large tree, and I'm trying to think of what kind of tree it was, over her garden. And there's a lot of succulents underneath it and kind of, just different plants, and they weren't doing really well. And I had said, well, I think we need to test the soil because you have this large tree. There's a lot of debris dropped.
And it's covering the succulents.
And it's covering all of these. I mean, because she waters them well, she fertilizes, and they do get enough light. It's not a completely shaded area.
You're watering too much, though, for those succulents?
Well, no, she's not. But I think the next step would be testing the soil to see what pH the soil is to determine whether that's maybe why these succulents aren't growing very well or these plants are not growing very well. just one of the little boxes you have to check when you.
Wouldn't that be one of the first, as you troubleshoot something? I think the rule of thumb is when you troubleshoot, you start simple, work your way toward difficult. Wouldn't that be one of the first things you would look at in many cases?
I think my troubleshooting starts off with water.
Okay.
Is it getting too much? Is it getting not enough? Second troubleshoot is light. Is it getting too much? Is it not getting enough? After that, would be fertilizer. Is it getting any nutrients or is it not? But that's usually pretty low on the scale because as John has mentioned before, there's in most ground, there's enough fertilizer. And just like he mentioned in his own test, there's definitely enough phosphorus and potash in most soils to have surpluses of that. Nitrogen would be the only thing that's lacking.
And it's
then
good to
after
know
that,
that.
so that'd be step 4 for me would be pH.
Okay, so that's good that John knows that because a novice would have no idea if they moved into his property and then might start trying to grow things without knowing all the information that John has at hand.
Yeah. Look at that, John.
But it's important to know. It's obviously, right?
It's nice to know whether it's important or not. I don't know.
But I
think as you get older, gardening's kind of like cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you've been a cook for a chef for a long time, you just start putting things together and, I need a little more of this, a little more of that.
You just know.
And when it comes to growing things, I go out and I'll look at the soil, I'll put my hands in it, I'll put in a little of this, put in a little of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to dig up a Japanese, it's pretty large, and I was kind of bummed because I thought I was going to have to leave it at my house, but I think I'm going to try to move it, and it's a Japanese privet. And I can't remember the variety, but it has twisted leaves. It's green, like green privet leaves, but the leaves are elongated and then they twist a little bit, kind of corkscrew.
And it's a privet?
Yeah. I've never
Ligustrum?
Yeah.
How long have you had it?
10 years.
And how tall is it?
Well, I only put it in the ground. I had it in a container because I didn't want to put it in the ground. I wasn't sure where I was going to put it, and then it rooted from the container into the ground. So I dug it.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so I dug it up and moved it next to a palm tree where it's now been for probably about 5 years in the ground. And it's about, let's see, maybe 9 feet tall.
So you're going to need some help moving that.
Yeah, I'm just not really sure. If it was deciduous, it would be easier to move.
Yeah.
But they're evergreens, and I don't know. But it's been a perfect season, as I said earlier in the show, for moving things. So what I did yesterday, I knew it was going to rain today, so I went and I dug all the way around it, cut the roots, and I left it where it was. So I'll leave it like that for a couple of weeks and then maybe try to dig it up and move it. If I can get the grading done at my property, I think I'll take a lot of plants and just move them from my house and go plant them over there.
Right.
Even if I have to dig them up later, at least I'll have them gone.
It's nice to know they're gone and they're where they're going to be.
Talking earlier about the nutrients in the soil and, whether something will grow there or not, especially in Southern California, you can go out and can you find a piece of soil that doesn't have weeds growing in it?
Yeah.
Right?
After all
the grass is knee high and everything's growing just fine.
Yeah.
So I think whether or not certain plants are going to grow in a certain area, it doesn't depend so much on the nutrients, but on the type of plant and where that plant's originally from. Natives obviously do really well with the types of soils we have. They're just going to grow fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you bring in an exotic plant from somewhere else that's used to a different growing regimen, it may need a little help.
And let me ask you, so what do you think would happen? Take all the rain we've had in the last month.
Okay.
Now, let's say somebody took a hose and was watering the same amount from the garden hose as we've had rain.
Okay.
That would be a bad thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely, because this hose water has chlorine, has chemicals in it. Does not have oxygen in it. There's all those things. And, as you just mentioned, the issue that we're having with this rain or with this water, and the big concern is that the ground is super saturated. And when it's super saturated with rainwater, that's okay.
It's great.
Because of all of those things that we mentioned.
Sure.
When it's super saturated with chemical water, that's not okay.
And those chemicals don't leach. And that's the problem. They stay there, right?
Yeah,
it takes a long time.
Well, if it's saturated with it, they don't go away. They stick around until it finally evaporates off or drains. And if it evaporates off, it actually becomes more concentrated in the soil because you've taken the water out of it and you've just left the chemicals. Like, when you're trying to harvest salt, you flood an area, you let it all evaporate, and you're left with salt. And that's what you're left with all those chemicals, if that's the city water, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah. A matter of fact, it's funny. There's this area we bought our house a year ago, and there's this area at the lower part of my house that drains into our canyon. And I noticed all of this, the common name for it is pickleweed.
Yeah.
Or like the Hottentot, I think fig or whatever. It's an ice plant. And it was all dead. And it looked like either somebody had driven over it or it looked like something had spilt. And I'm like, I wonder what happened. And so just this week, I talked to my neighbor. I'm like, hey, do you know whatever happened with why that all died down there? It was when they drained the pool. They drained my swimming pool on my lot because it was, green.
Yeah,
and whatever.
sure.
They just want to start over. So they drained the swimming pool and they let it go there. And that's what killed all those plants.
They just let it drain. Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they didn't know. They didn't care.
Yeah.
It never occurred to them.
Right.
One of those three.
That was the problem.
And it was the easiest way to do it.
But if it had been rainwater, it would have never killed all those plants. Yeah.
And that's your property?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do with it, or have you done with it?
I'm starting to plant it.
Okay.
So just, planting the foundation plants, a couple trees, a couple shrubs.
What about an ice plant or cover? Now, do you have are you in a fire area necessarily?
I have ice plant coming up all the way up to my property from the canyon.
Yeah, okay, good.
It's full of that pickleweed. Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's a good break. Yeah.
Did I tell you that I took a piece from where my office is just to show Shannon what it was like, but I took home a piece of that carapia.
Okay.
And because I wanted her to feel it, she was thinking that it might be kind of rough and hard to walk on, but it's actually kind of soft.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it would be like after you've mowed it for a while, but I took it and then just threw it down. This is about maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. Just threw it on the ground, and it's rooted into the soil and starting to spread already.
Is it?
Yeah. So I don't know if I was thinking of maybe planting that instead of lawn in some of the walkways at my new house. And I don't know if that would be a good idea or if it's going to be like planting Bermuda grass. Is it something I won't be able to get rid of?
You're right. Once you started.
Yeah, but I'm really impressed with it so far, is how quickly it's growing and how well it looks.
It is break time. We have one more segment coming up. Thank you for being there. Thank you for watching us on Facebook or listening to us via Biz Talk Radio. Thank you so much at 855-424-9825. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com. Questions, comments, send us your pictures. Send them to John at GardenAmerica.com. We'll put it in our newsletter, maybe even Facebook.
It's entertaining, innovating, fascinating, educating. The Spring Home Garden Show.
Do you love your home or condo? Then show it some love at the original, the biggest, and the very best home and garden show in San Diego. The Spring Home Garden Show, this weekend at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. Tour hundreds of top quality home improvement exhibitors offering great savings and special show discounts on their products. Be wowed by real gardens. See what the pros have dreamed up. All gardens are judged, and you too can vote and compare your taste to the pros. Plus, enjoy fascinating, informative, free seminars all day long where you really do meet the experts. For everyone seeking quality products, expert services, and creative ideas for your home and garden, come to the Spring Home Garden Show this weekend at the Del Mar Fairgrounds.
It's entertaining, innovating, fascinating, educating. The Spring Home Garden Show.
If you're suffering from hearing loss, stay tuned for a special offer from the makers of Listen Clear, a revolutionary hearing aid breakthrough designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. Right now, you can try Listen Clear hearing aids absolutely free for 45 days. You can also qualify for free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear hearing aids are so lightweight and comfortable, you can wear them all day long. They're practically invisible too, so others won't even notice you're wearing them. And the best part is, you'll be able to hear almost everything, everywhere. So do something about your hearing loss. Call Listen Clear now to get started with your 45-day risk-free hearing aid trial. This special offer won't be available for long, So call Listen Clear now.
800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. 800-716-4650. We're here 24 hours a day to help. That's 800-716-4650. National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to $500,000 cash infusion. Call an NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658.
If you suffer from heartburn or other digestive-related disorders, then there is a new, safe, better, and natural alternative to better digestive wellness and heartburn relief. Praxid not only provides relief of heartburn, but Praxid takes a 360-degree approach to support better digestion, protect you from harmful bacteria, and also balance your stomach to improve digestive functions.
We like to think of it as the multivitamin of digestive health.
It's the only product to combine all natural ingredients known for the digestive health properties into a single patented product. Praxid also comes in easy-to-carry packs. Praxid relieves, restores, and maintains a healthy digestive system. Praxid is available here for only $39.95. Shipping and handling is free, and your money back is guaranteed.
To take advantage of this special radio offer, call now. 1-800-829-5685. That's 1-800-829-5685. 1-800-829-5685.
From Main Street to Wall Street, we have the business content you need. So sit back, take notes, and tell your friends about Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
And just like that, our final segment here on this Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon. Welcome to our friends on the East Coast. It is Saturday afternoon, 51 minutes after the hour. Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan Main. Thank you so much. Still time to call us at 855-424-9825. Also, John at gardenamerica.com. And, of course, right there live on Facebook.
Lots of fun stuff going on, right?
Yeah, lots of things happening here.
One of the plants I'm going to be planting from seed today is John and I had found a variety of it back when we were in England called dancing geisha, and it's this fringed kind of dianthus. It looks, I'm trying to describe it, but it's almost like a jellyfish looking thing where it's got the dianthus flower, but the petals have these fringes that hang down like tendrils from it.
Yeah, like tentacles.
Like tentacles, yeah. And it just absolutely amazing. And Botanical Interest on their seed line had a variety of that flower, not dancing geisha, but a variety of that flower.
Was it ghost?
Good question. Maybe.
Okay.
And I am going to plant some of those, so I'm excited excited about planting those and getting those started.
Are those readily available?
What?
Where did you get yours?
They're from Botanical Interest, which is a seed line, and you can find Botanical Interest online almost anywhere online. Certain nurseries and garden centers have them across the nation, but they don't always have those varieties because there's a lot of varieties of plants out there from seed. So I'm excited about planting that. I'm planting some cilantro because you can never have enough cilantro.
Absolutely, and that's in the veggie pod, right?
Yep.
Wow, wait till you taste it.
All right.
That was the big thing. I just couldn't believe the taste compared to, restaurant cilantro, buy at the store. It's just better.
Yeah. I'm excited.
It's just better.
And I've been really into, as a snack, the shishito pepper, where you grill them, little salt and oil and pepper on them. And so I'm going to I feel like, what do you think, John? Have you ever seen that plant grown before? I have never grown it before. Does it produce a good amount that I only need one plant, or should I do a couple?
Depends how much you like peppers.
Well, like when you do that, when you do the little grilling, you usually, for 2 people, grill about 10 or 12 peppers.
I think I would probably put in 2 or 3 plants.
2 or 3 plants?
At least.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to do 2 or 3 plants of that.
It grows like a regular pepper, except the leaves are a little smaller.
Yeah.
And the plant is not quite as compact.
Okay.
But real easy to grow.
Real easy to grow, right? Mm-hmm. And that's a great pepper to have. And it's funny because, the big funny thing about those shishito peppers is that it's always, 1 in 10 are hot. So you get this bowl for like an appetizer.
You're not sure.
And it's kind of like the Russian roulette down there on which one you grab, because you'll get a spicy one every once in a while. But for the most part, they're all mild.
Is that like those jelly beans?
Yeah. those jelly belly ones. It's like one of them tastes like a booger or something.
Yeah, they used to be.
What does a booger taste like, guys?
Oh, Kids always used to do that. I guess because I'm not around kids anymore. I don't know if kids still do that, but
what? Eat boogers?
Eat boogers. Yeah. Do they still do that?
Oh yeah, kids still eat boogers.
Really?
Yeah, you old booger eater.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Why would you? Yeah, the whole concept.
Yeah. Why? Like, why does it go from your nose to your mouth?
Look what I found. I wonder what that's going to taste like.
Well, there's probably.
This show's going right in the toilet.
Yeah,
well, I was just thinking that there's a good explanation because, as a kid, kids don't always think things through. And if they're having trouble breathing, there's something in their nose and they pull it out, then what do they do with it? Right?
Yeah, what do you do with it?
Yeah. You want it off your finger.
Well, there's also a stage that kids go through. Tiger, you're the most recent with younger kids, where they have something, whether it's what we're talking about or whatever, and they're supposed to throw it away or do something, and they bring it to you, like, here, do something with this. And you're like, no, throw it away.
Put it in the trash can.
Put it in the trash. Don't eat it. Put it in the trash.
Oh, my son does it all the time. He'll walk by the trash can with a banana peel and hand it to me. You just walked by the trash can. You throw it away.
Carolyn mentioned that some of us are getting old. No. Join the club, Carolyn. And she was wondering about, she's possibly looking at replacing her lawn. And I would think for people who have small lawns, for sure, Carapia might be a great substitute. Because it's very drought tolerant, right?
Yeah. Carapia, Diamondia would be another good lawn substitute.
Diamondia is kind of gray, though. Right?
Yeah. But
only if you use gray water.
It still looks.
I just talked with my wife probably last week. She keeps showing me things, we're building our new house and like, what do you think of this? And I go, it's gray. I don't like gray. Okay. I don't like gray plants.
I'm trying to think of what's the last gray plant I should be aware of?
Dusty Miller? That's really common.
It used to be, it's not so much anymore, but it used to be when Waterwise gardening first started and you were talking about planting drought tolerant plants. Mm-hmm. Everything that was available was gray.
Yeah.
And that's all you could put in, and I thought it looked horrible. Mm-hmm. I'd rather have nothing than just plain gray.
Just plain gray, yeah.
A little bit of gray accent here and there is okay, but overall gray.
But Carapia,
so anyway, that's why I don't really care for Diamondia. It's just because of the gray.
But
little small area would be okay.
Yeah, and the
and I think
you mentioned
Diamondia is green, and it's the bottom of the leaf that's
correct.
gray.
But as it grows in, you just kind of see more of a gray.
More of a gray
exactly.
Color, yeah.
And then another lawn substitute, I think is not thyme. I'm trying to think of what the other one that's being real popular now. I can't remember. They're good. I mean, but as you kind of mentioned, they're usually for people that want to cover a lawn area, but they're not going to use it for a lawn because, Diamondia, Carapia, are not something that you're going to have a party on and, have a bounce house on it or have kids play football
just
on
an area of beauty.
But I think Carapia takes a good amount of traffic if that's all you're doing is walking across.
But it also
not for playing or anything.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
it also gets a lot of flowers, which you're
not if you mow it though, from what I've heard.
Yeah, no, but you've got to maintain it. I think part of the why people have a lawn substitute is just to plant it and leave it.
Sure. Hey, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching another show here on Facebook Live or streaming across Biz Talk Radio. I want to thank the gang at Biz Talk, Brandon, Zach, Jeremiah. Great job today. Thank you so much. We'll do it again next week. We've got a podcast to record after the show today. We'll let you know all about that next week when we upload it. For the entire crew, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, I'm Bryan Main. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week here on Garden America. Until then, get growing, America.
Listen on the go. Download the Biz